Alright, today I'm going to change the diff fluid or final drive fluid in my 2020 Pioneer 500. This has about 1100 miles. I don't know if it's ever been done, so we're going to do it today. You're just going to need a 10mm socket and ratchet and a 17mm wrench or socket on a ratchet and some gear oil and a drain pan and probably towels and all that junk. Okay, I like to start with just spraying down my fill hole and stuff just so if there's any dust on there it doesn't get in there, whatever. You want to make sure you loosen the fill hole first. Make sure that you can fill it before you empty it. Pop that guy out, set it aside, and I'll show you the drain. Alright, so we're on the opposite side of the fill, and down in the middle of the skid plate there's a hole. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, but underneath that hole there is a 10mm bolt. Get on there. And let her buck. Note that there is a crush washer here. So it's recommended to replace it, but I think I'm just going to reuse this one. Well, the rear end's draining. We're going to go to the front. You can kind of see right back in there is the, so I can move this wire out of the way. There's the fill hole. And we're going to try to get on there. I don't know. Probably can't see much. Get on there with the wrench. Oh, tip the camera over. There we are. And let's try to crack this guy loose. Holy crap. This one's a little harder to get to, especially when you're trying to film it almost kind of crappy. There we go. Alright, and then this drain bolt looks like it's easier to get with a ratcheting wrench. From underneath there's a hole in the skid plate. Get on there, and I already cracked it loose. Oops. There we go. I already cracked it loose. So you're going to get on there and then spin her loose. Have your container underneath. Be prepared to fetch this thing out of this drain oil. Oh, there we go, that works. Alright, now that the front's draining, the back looks like it's pretty much done dripping. Not a whole lot of oil in there, but they don't hold a whole lot. Looks pretty good though. So now I'm going to put the drain bolt back in from underneath, kind of go by braille. There we go. And then tighten that up to 9 foot-pounds. Now we're going to fill it up, and you just fill it until it starts weeping out of this bottom of the threads. Basically can't overfill it. So use the gear oil of your choice. The owner's manual calls for 80-90 GL5. So I'm using 75-90 because I'm a badass, but same difference. Get in there and fill it however you can. I actually like to use a pump rather than like this baggie, but I'm just going to try the baggie today. Fill it till it starts dripping out like this. And then I like to just rock it back and forth a little bit. Make sure everything's kind of circulated and settled. And then add a little bit more until it drips out again. Then you just replace your fill cap here. And that's torqued to 9 foot-pounds as well. And then hose her down with some brake cleaner or something to get that stinky gear oil off. Okay, front's done dripping, all that jazz. This is the drain bolt right there. You can't see, it's never going to focus, but you can kind of see it. I got it in there finger tight, and I'm just going to go ahead and snug it up. This one's also 9 foot-pounds, so you tighten that one up first, and then we'll go to filling this thing up. Now on to filling the front. It's going to be a little more challenging. I'm not going to use the stupid baggie. I'm going to use my huge syringe. Thing works awesome, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill it up and squirt it in there, and same deal. You fill it up until it starts coming out of that hole. Sneak this guy in there. Let her buck. It's already coming out. Go nice and slow. Burritos. And you just keep adding it. Go nice and slow, because if you go fast, it'll come out and you'll think it's full. If you go slow, it starts to come up, you stop, it kind of settles back down. So you gotta just kind of be patient with it. But if you just ram it in there, it'll just be like, oh yeah, it's over full, and it's not. Just keep doing that until it's steadily above those bottom threads. And that's it. Once you can see that right there, how it's kind of dripping. You can see the threads have oil in them and it's consistent. It's not settling back down. You know you're full. Then you just replace your fill cap and tighten it to 9 foot-pounds. And that's it. You just watch me stumble through changing the front and rear diff oil on the Pioneer 500. If you'd like better information, watch other videos.